Hi, Kevin here from Prickly Pear Camera. I've been in the camera business for 15 years and have bought and sold thousands of cameras, camcorders, and lenses. And today we're going to be going over the Canon Powershot SD1400 digital camera. Although this camera was released by Canon 13 years ago, it still has a lot of cool features for the year 2023. So we're going to go over how to use the camera, the menu operation of the camera, how to take standard pictures, and then how to take video. Okay, we're going to get into it here. So this is the Canon SD1400 14 megapixel camera, powered on and zoomed out. Comes in a variety of colors. This particular model is black, as you can tell. It comes in pink and silver, orange, and I think a few other colors as well. It was one of Canon's most popular cameras when it was released. This camera uses Canon's NB4L battery, which I have a few of shown there. There are also aftermarket models available, as I don't think Canon currently makes this model battery. Okay, now we're gonna put in the memory card. This particular card is a 16 gig memory card, but it supports file sizes up to 128 gigabytes. Okay, power the camera on. That's the default mode or menu when the camera is powered on. Okay, just using the zoom functionality there, which is in the very top by the on-off button. It's a pretty small toggle, so if you have large fingers, it may be a little bit hard to use. But I believe they did it that way to make the camera pretty streamlined. And for most people, it works quite well. In the bottom right, there is the menu button, and that's what we're going to go through here now. Some general settings within the menu. Flash settings, which generally you're not going to need to mess around with too often. Review of pictures taken, review information. Blink detection. It's auto set to on. Display overlays, grid lines, you can set that to off. I'm going to go ahead and set it to off. Okay, mute, volume, sound options, LCD brightness. It's set to max, and then if you use the left toggle, you can bring it down to the lowest brightness, as I'm showing here. Startup image, you can do a custom startup image if you'd like. Format the memory card. I'm going to go ahead and format the memory card, so that'll delete everything that is on the camera or within the memory card. File numbering, if you want to adjust that, you can do so there. Lens retract, you can adjust the seconds there as well. Power saving, if you wanted to auto power down if the camera's been on but not used for a while, you can do it there. And then the display you can turn off after a certain amount of time there. Again, for most people, you're not going to need to mess around with that. Okay, so video system, NTSC is what it's set to for a US model. PAL is generally used by Europe. Okay, that's the date functionality that I'm going through now if you wanted to change the date. As you can see, it was set to 2010, which is when the camera was released. I'm just switching it over to 2023. Okay, language, English. Most, well, the US model version will be set to English, but if for whatever reason you get the camera and it's in a different language and you need to figure out how to change it, you just hit the menu button, scroll over to settings, and then scroll up until you get to idioma, which is language in Spanish, and then you can adjust it to whatever language you'd like to use. Okay, I'm going back to the menu here. So reset all, I'm going to go ahead and click reset settings to default. So once I hit that button, it's going to change all of the settings to Canon's optimized settings out of the box. So anything that we had previously set or customized would be deleted. Okay, so that toggle there is auto. There we go, auto. The movie mode is the third one down there, and then the second one down is going to be that white camera, which is program. So this is where you can go in and change the settings to a variety of things that may enhance your picture taking. Portrait, that's used quite a bit if you're going to be taking a lot of pictures of people. There's kids and pets, indoor, smart shutter, which uses the face to automatically click the shutter, color swap, fisheye. That's kind of a cool function. So I'm going to go ahead and mess around with this a little bit. So you can see it's kind of distorted. It's like the camera lens is a fisheye lens. Just took a picture with fisheye. Okay, we'll go back into functions here. Miniature effect. So it's not particularly viewable here, given that it's a small area that I'm working in. But it will actually make whatever you're taking a picture of look smaller. Distorts it. There's a beach function, underwater. Of course, you have to use a case. This camera is not waterproof. Foliage, it kind of makes the colors pop a little bit more. Snow, fireworks, you can see it change the aperture of the lens there. Long shutter. Switch assist allows you to create panoramic images. Again, this is all within the program mode, which is the second dial, below auto and above the video functionality. Okay, I'm just going back all the way up. So I clicked on program. And within program itself, you have the capability to adjust specific settings, as well as adjust the image size of the picture. ISO speed, you can manually set here. If you're constantly taking similar pictures, you can adjust the ISO speed so it's set to a standard ISO, which can be helpful. I'm going to flip it back to auto. There's a few functionalities there for white balance, tungsten, fluorescent. Those are kind of handy if you're shooting a lot of indoor or doing any indoor photography. Okay, I just took a picture there. Scrolling back up. I'm going to flip it back to auto again. My colors I don't normally use. This is light metering. If you wanted to adjust the brightness in specific areas, you can do so here. Just took a picture. And next we're going to be looking at a few pictures that were taken in February of 2023 with the SD1400. Now we're going to be going through a quick review of movie mode functionality. So if you go back to the toggle and move it down from the camera picture to the movie picture, you go into the movie mode. And I'm just going to head and immediately hit the shutter button and record a quick movie in standard auto movie mode. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and click stop. So that finishes the movie. So that particular clip was about 20 seconds long. I hit that play button and then hit the function set in the middle. Oops. And then hit play. And the movie will play. This camera records up to 720p at 30 frames per second. And there is a zoom functionality again for the camcorder, or the video functionality as well on the top, just like the camera. There's a self timer there if you need to adjust the timer. Okay, so we're in the movie mode, and once you go into movie mode and you hit settings, then you'll see all of the video functionality. There's not quite as much options as the photography section, but similar. So that's what I was talking about, was 1280p at 30 frames per second. If you wanted much smaller video quality, you can adjust it down as well, and you'll just be able to record for longer periods of time. The USB port and HDMI port output for video as well as photos is right there in the top right. And I'm going to go ahead and power the camera off. And that is going to complete the review of the Canon Powershot SD1400. After 13 years, I would say it's still a good buy, and it packs a lot of punch in a very small, slim frame. Thanks for watching.